Grand Rising, Elizabeth, on YouTube, on Facebook, and especially in Zoom. I want to thank you for joining us this morning. I want you to know that at 9 o'clock, we are going to switch over to Zoom only. So if you'd like to continue with us, please go to elizabethvisionaryconference.org. Get your ticket for Zoom and then continue with us. We really get real juicy after 9 o'clock. Okay. So again, join us at elizabethvisionaryconference.org. Our host today are Mama Ayaba and Mama Hawa. There you go.
Hey.
I'm gonna start with some good old music. Coins in my pocket. Well.
And for people who want to really get down and have some fun or get up and have some fun, it's a call and response song. So y'all just follow the people who respond and say the words.
All right.
Once we get it going.
Once we get it going, you know, I had everything all set up.
This is in the Yoruba system, this is called a Legba Day. And then Sarasset is called Sebek's Day. And Sebek is linear, Sebek is not circular. So it has a way of like little children interfering with what you're trying to do. So the energy that does that, come on through now, relax, take it easy, let's have some fun. We honor the Most High God and always steps and doings. We know that without the essence of the Creator, we wouldn't even be able to open our mouths and talk. So we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks.
Thank you.
Here's Pam. She's the fixer.
You had to say hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Pam.
Oh, we are live.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm getting my tea ready.
Hey, Pam.
Yeah, everybody
Hey,
get your tea ready.
Get my day,
All
good
right, get the
day.
song going.
Sister Bay.
Yes, ma'am.
Here we go. Hi, Mama Awa.
Where is she?
There
Hi,
she is.
Hawa.
All wrapped
Can't
up.
hear her. Mama
All
Hawa,
right.
we can't hear you, baby.
The DJ is on.
Oh, there she is.
I got coins in my pocket.
I've got, there you go.
On my feet.
All right, everybody join the
I
room.
set my sights. I know
It's gonna be sweet.
I got coins in my pocket. I ain't got no blues on my feet. Spread joy and love around. All the people I meet. Go on, driver.
Oh, drama.
Survive.
Ah,
All the people know that the God of
God
love
of love is alive. The God of love is alive.
is alive.
God of love is alive.
Love is alive. All the people know. Let all the people know. Let all the people know. The God of
God of love is alive.
in the morning, when you lay down at night, when you hold your good woman, when you hold your good hand, when you hold a little baby, when you rock them in the cradle, when you walking in the ocean, when you singing in the sunshine. Yes, his love is alive, it's alive, it's alive, it's alive, it's alive. His love is alive. His love is alive. Yes, his love is alive. Gonna burn Babylon down. Gonna rise it up, raise it up, rise it up from the ground. Gonna burn Babylon down, yeah. Gonna rise it up, raise it up, rise it up from the ground. Gonna burn down fear, burn down wickedness. Gonna burn down, raise it up, burn down, burn down wickedness. Oh, we're gonna burn Babylon down, yeah. Gonna rise it up, raise it up, rise it up from the ground. Yeah, 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 yeah. Shoes on my feet. Wherever I go, I need a song very sweet. Come on, sister. Yeah, rock that body.
Yes, yes,
Yes. That was so
hallelujah.
cool.
Yes.
All right, now Willie, you started us off. Go ahead now, Willie.
We can't hear Mama Wheelie. I can't hear her.
Oh,
You couldn't?
No, I can't hear Mama Wheelie. Are you using a speaker?
oh,
Yeah, Mama Hawa. I'm sorry, Mama Hawa. Are you using a speaker? If you're using a speaker, you have to let it know in your sound, in your mic to connect. But if you're maybe just go out and come back in because we can't hear you. Can't hear you. But yeah, I had to get a pocket because my pants don't have a pocket, but I had to go get a pocket.
And I have this whole big old bowl on the floor, real big, just filled with pennies and nickels.
I saw you
quarters.
raining money.
It's raining money, 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 money.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Well, thank you. I love it too.
That was yours truly. That was yours truly, Mama Ayaba Bay. Singing.
Y'all can listen to it on what? YouTube, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually, it came up
Reverb
on
Nation.
Facebook.
What?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook listening to it.
Okay, well, Facebook,
So just
YouTube,
type it in.
Reverb
Yeah,
Nation.
type it in
Type it
Google and you'll get it and it'll come out.
Howard and I were talking about what we're going to talk about today. And Howard came up with a wonderful thing. Sacred space.
Yeah.
But our approach is probably going to be all around the barn because I want to talk about Tahuti first. Tahuti represents the wisdom of God and the word of God. And growing up in the US, our relationship to God has been somewhat distant because the European teaches that God is somewhere else. And you have to trust your faith and what they tell you as the reality when your inward parts is telling you something entirely different. So like my grandson, when he says something phenomenal, which is probably every day, I said, where you get that from? And he said, out of my head, it came up in my mind. And I said, well, where's your mind? And he said, well, probably in my head, but I think it's connected to something else. So those of us who are creators, which is everybody, already know that you're not the creator, you're not creating what you're creating. You are the instrument of whatever that is within us that is projecting that creative energy or spirit through us. Why do I say that? When Sister Aduna, Queen Aduna and I were talking about this. When I sing, I know the song, I know the music, but I don't know what I'm going to be doing with it. I don't know that until after I listen to the show or listen to the song. So therefore, I'm presuming that there's a divine instrument that I represent that plays the music through me. Just like when we have a conversation. When you have a conversation, you don't know what you're going to say. You're talking to another person. They say something, you say something. They say something, you say something. And then sometimes one of those somethings will be like, whoa, where did that come from? Was that me? You know? So we already know that there's this divine presence within us. We just didn't know how to say what it was and how to submit to what it represents. So I want to share with you all as time goes on. We all are sharing our cultures. And what we are learning is that we are basically doing the same thing, saying the same things. We're just using different ways of expressing it. That's one of the beauties of the Elizabeths, is because we all have the same names, Elizabeth, but we're projecting so many varieties of expressions. And that's the beauty. Linear thinkers such as Ayaba, Sebek, Euro, descendants. And I don't say that with prejudice because my great-great-great-grandfather was a Euro. But I don't really honor him in that way because he didn't do nothing for me. He was just blessed to have me come through his line. So this day here is called Sebek Day. And that's why I have on these colors. Sebek's colors are kind of like an orangish yellow.
Yellow, yeah.
It's
Orange yellow.
Saffron. Saffron is the color that they call it. But at the same time, the wisdom of God and the knowledge of God working through each and every one of us in the ancient Kemetic system, since they say that it's the oldest written culture information. So Tehuti, and they changed the name as they change everybody's name. They changed the name to Thoth in Greece, but we know him as Tehuti. And Tehuti is the giver of correct knowledge. The correct knowledge helps us cement our relationship to the 11 laws of God. We work towards seeing this lack of knowledge is what nourishes the fear. Master this knowledge helps anchor our peace. Fear is, somebody said to me, was false evidence, F-E, appearing a real, R, fear. False evidence appearing real. So anytime you're feeling fear, I don't know if you can see it. It's gonna register right here in your solar plexus. One of the chakra centers is in the solar plexus. So what we want to do is become aware and conscious of every little thing because we are consciousness personified. So when you feel this fear, already you can say to your mind, oh, that's just false evidence appearing real. Now, what is it? What's going on here? Where is this false? What is this false thing I'm allowing to project itself to me, to knock me off balance and knock me off my peace? In a sword set, the first law is I was made in the likeness of a piece. It's called Amen, which I think our people were pretty slick because Amen is in everybody's religion. Everybody says Amen some kind of way, whether you practice Islam, Catholicism, Judaism, Christianity, everybody says Amen.
Amen.
And there's a phrase in the Bible, I'm gonna look it up, maybe I'll bring it back one week, that says, my God, the king says to the people that my God is Amen. But a lot of stuff we pass over, like it also says, I made you as gods, but you will die like men. Pass over that too. Matter of fact, if you don't read the Bible yourself, you'll never hear it. So, and then Jesus said, you will do these things that I do and even greater. So why people scared to be greater than Jesus? Okay, so that's something you can ponder if you like. But I just want to be obedient. What'd you say?
You want me to read
laws.
Amen?
Yes, read.
You were made in the likeness of peace that nothing can disturb. Reclaim your peace that you may attain to your reason for coming into existence, the enjoyment of life.
And how do you have the enjoyment of life? What are we supposed to be practicing? Like we didn't have to practice. Excuse me. We didn't have to practice coming on our period. It showed up.
That's right.
Flowing.
Flowing. Amen. and we might not have wanted it, but it was there, but nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the presence of God. That was your indicator that you were the bearer of life.
Mm.
Sooner or later.
Like in your song, you say, God is alive.
Yeah.
The end of your song.
Yeah, God of love is alive. Is alive, is alive,
Alive,
is
is
alive.
alive. Yes.
And I did that because during the period of time when I wrote that, there were some people saying God is dead. That was back in the 60s, 70s, back then when the people was a little crazy. Not as crazy as they are now, but nonetheless. So, yes, sister.
We talked about last night, Queen Ayaba and I, about God is alive. And we wanted to throw out there, how do you know your God is alive? How do you know your God is alive? And so I meditated on that and I pondered that. I said, I know my God is alive because I activate my God. My God breathe. If I'm breathing, that's my God. If I can see, that's my God. I can hear, smell, touch. I know my God is working. How do your God work? Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So you started that. You start that, I finish it.
All right now. Fire and earth. How do you, would anyone like to jump in on this? How do you know your God is alive?
Well, I was thinking when you said that, I was, I know my God is alive because I'm alive. And I can't exist without, I can't exist. I would not exist. I'm alive. God is
That's
alive.
right. I'm alive.
We are one.
There's that I am again.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you know, like I remember, I'm talking about it like it was a year ago, right? I remember yesterday when God was saying, I am you and you are me. We're one.
We are one.
We are one. So if I'm alive, God is alive.
Amen.
Whether I recognize it, honor that, know that, it just is. Because I is.
Because I is.
I is.
Because I be.
I
You know, that's a phrase that runs rampant throughout the Black community or the melanin community, but particularly those of us who are descendants of Native American Indians and African people. We say I be. We never even realized ever that what that is that we're saying. If you're in school, they'll tell you that's wrong. No, it's not I be, it's I am. And I said, well, I be blessed. So I be right. And as I grew, I started studying different languages. And in the Wolof language, there is no verb for past tense. So I began to understand the IB was a message coming down through the ancestors, letting us know we are connected to a greater source than what we've been led to believe, and that language is evidence. Look at
I know. Mama Hadaru.
She's a mess. I love her free spirit.
I know.
That's
I
right. That's
know.
right. Did you give yourself that name, or someone gave it to you?
Well, my birth name is Andrea, which means goddess of love in Greek, but the Kemetic name is Hadaru,
That's
which
right.
means goddess of love, dance, and sensuality. So my husband
Yeah.
gave me that name.
Your husband?
My
That's
partner,
right.
yes.
Man.
Ashe.
Well, Het means house.
That's
House.
right.
And of course, Heru is the will of God. So Het Heru, and that's woman. Het Heru, a woman, is the house of the will
Of God.
of
Yes.
God.
Yes.
My maiden name was Wall, and then I married House. So my last name is House.
You are something. You're a piece of work, Miss House. House of God, you're a piece of work. And in the story of the history of the culture, Tehuti guides Heru. Het Heru houses Heru. But Tehuti, the wisdom of God, guides Heru. Why? Because Set, which the Euros called Isis, Set is the mother of Heru and the wife of Osir, which is God's first manifestation in form on the planet, according to the story. The thing about our culture is that we learn through the stories. Our ancestors were not stupid. When more I studied and more I learned, I said, oh my God, they was just brilliant. And they tell these stories because the mind it's very difficult for the mind to conceptualize what it cannot see. Let me say that again. It's very difficult for the mind to conceptualize, not see it, not understand it, conceptualize it, to make it real if it can't see it. So our people gave us stories with characters and names and actions, something that we can relate to because we are characters and we act. So one day, Heru, being the son of the son of the first representation of God on the planet, decided that he needed to go and defend his father's honor because his uncle Set, we say sunset, set the table, put something down. That's what Set does, put something down. And Set, the brother of Osir, wanted to put Osir down. So he cut him up in 14 pieces. And cast his body to the four corners of the earth, which some say equates to the zoological signs in the upper atmosphere. Anyway, his wife went out to find the pieces and she didn't find all the pieces. The main piece she did not find was the penis. So she made it out of this magical tree. And when you look at the picture of her awakening him, you don't see a penis, you see a bird right at his ear by her mouth, telling you that we awaken God within by the spirit of the word. Hello, let me let that marinate a minute. By the spirit of the word.
Ashe. Ashe.
So that's one of the reasons why we have to be very aware of what is coming out of our mouths. The word is so powerful. You can curse people, you can curse yourself. Oh, I don't feel like doing that today. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm sick, I'm tired, I'm sick and tired of. I don't want to hear that no more. See, you gotta be careful.
I'm gonna give you another example.
Yeah, go ahead.
When it comes to disorders and dis-ease, and you claim it, and you wear it like a badge. Why? Why? I have diverticulosis. Yes, I got divertic. No, you don't have it, not unless you want it. Do you want it? You know, I'm just saying, you're so right. Words can, and this is what I'm on one son of mine because he's constantly the negative. Well, I don't know. And I have to constantly pump the light. I have to constantly pump, but that's what we are. We are the light.
That's right, little mama.
Hey, we talked about that last night too, that we are the floodlight. We the headlight, the street lights, traffic lights. And even if we have to be subtle and become the candlelight, but that's a whole nother.
We are the light. And there's something else about the power of the light. No matter how dark it gets, the light finds its way in there. Cut off all your lights, close your doors, put towels in the cracks.
Peak of light. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It'll
there.
find its way in.
I want Howard to tell you all about this tree and this young man.
Oh.
You don't have to do it right now, but that's coming. So hold that thought, because I want to finish this story. And she, anyway, out of this what do they call it? Conception. They said Mary had a baby from this kind of conception. I can't think of all these words no more.
The Immaculate Conception. Yeah.
Thank you. There she is, my wordsmith. Immaculate Conception. So there were many Immaculate Conceptions, but the Euros only put in the one that they want to control people's minds with. So the Immaculate Conception we're talking about here is when Osset spoke the power of the word of God in the ear of Osser and resurrected him through his son Heru. So when Heru became a man, he wanted to go and kill his uncle. And the mama Osset said, no, you can't do that. He's family, he's blood, we're connected. You cannot do that. So he's a hothead. Heru represents the fire and Shango in the Yoruba system. And that's thunder and lightning and all that kind of stuff. And when you have a Shango head, like I did growing up, you're a warrior for whatever it is you are about. And me, I was a warrior for truth. Don't lie, just don't lie. So his mom said, you got to go talk to Tehuti. You can't just go off flying off the handle. Go talk to Tehuti. So Tehuti within us all represents the wisdom. And my daddy used to always say, if you go on, if any of you have looked at God is in the Mirror, which I put on YouTube, my daddy, the brother makes the word think come up in the thing. Think, think, think. And my father used to take his finger and point in my head and say, think, think, think. Your head is not just a head rack. Your face is not just a thing of beauty. You must think. So she was saying to Heru, you got to go see Tehuti, because she knew that boy wasn't thinking. So in going to the wisdom within himself, which they call Tehuti, it was divine or decreed that, okay, you could go and do certain things, but you cannot kill your uncle. So that calmed him down. That leads me to Tehuti guides Heru. So your will, you get angry, you're ready to go and balance the equation, go to a Tehuti. Go to the balance within yourself. Go to your peace. Go to God. It's your choice. Many of us grew up in a country that declares that it's natural to be angry. It's natural to go and do what you want to do to somebody because you're angry. They made you angry. You're not made angry. You're made peace. You're made in the likeness of a peace that nothing can disturb. That anger is just one of those tests that we have to use our minds, telling us, use your mind, think before you act, think before you open your mouth and say something that later on you have to come back and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Mm-hmm. But if you didn't mean to say it, then you shouldn't have said it. Yes, ma'am. Regina.
Grand rising, everyone. So something came to me in the last week that I like to share, because this is exactly on the topic that you're speaking about God. And pre-religion, pre-God impersonator, with all these different archetypes, something that you just talked about, the mind, and there's so many different archetypes that have been established throughout time since religion started, that these archetypes all have designed within them conflict, whether they be a deity or not. And the archetypes are what kind of controls our psyche. So programmed into our psyche with these archetypal stories is some type of conflict or war or whatever. And I wrote something yesterday that I'd like to share with you really quickly, if that's okay.
Regina, can you turn your camera on, dear?
Okay, I'm in the dark. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay. That's okay then, unless you're
Hold
gonna.
on, hold on. Yeah, I'll turn the light on. Hold on a second. Oh, let me go into a place where you guys can see me. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 5 in the morning here, so I don't look so good again. Hold on.
You look like you were made. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's turn it on. Hold on. Who is
Tea
here?
time.
Who is here? Oh, that's my daughter. Okay, here we go.
And Mama has her hand up after Regina.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Grand
morning.
Rising.
Okay, let's see. So this is really, thank you. So this is pretty vital.
You look really pretty, actually.
Oh, thank you so much.
All natural.
Thank you. I was at the water last night and it was just so beautiful. So one of the things, I'd like to read this really quickly. It won't take long, it's super fast. But I think it's vitally, I don't want to say that, I just want to tell everybody I'm saying this because it's resonating with me really strong right now, but also to understand that we're redesigning the archetypes. It's time for us to change these stories, because are these ideas, are these concepts, and design something new. And so it says here, I'll read this to you. The concept of dying and going to heaven is a program reinforced by the self-serving agendas of the God impersonators behind all religions. Instilled in the deepest of the archetypal recesses of the human psyche, this stimulus response obedience reward system manipulates human consciousness and ensures pathological obedience to the sin savior formula and passive acceptance of death and decay as the natural order. The dominant prototypes of all religions have been constructed to convince the human race from time out of memory that they reign supreme in dominion over them and wield the absolute power of life and death. Behind facades of these apparent overlords are entities who have no symbiotic resonance with this earth, this solar system, and the light code transmitted by this sun. Heaven is this earth in her transcendent dimensions, a realm that is in complete resonance with our divine blueprint and awaits our ability to reinstate its true matrix by deciphering through our endocrine system the codes that will actualize its full revelation, the codes that are embedded in the light of our sun. And a lot of pre-religion tribes, they thought the living sun was God, because God is a living organism, and the sun is one of the parts that the sun is the organism that feeds everything and helps everything grow. Its codes and everything like that. And it says the new paradigm cannot be interpreted and determined as an intellectual analyzed theory, It needs to be energetically consolidated through the various holonomic systems that individually comprise the human hologram and collectively manifest the morphogenetic field. The new paradigm will be co-created as a living frequency, return to the only instrument on which we can experience the truth of our creation, our bodies. We are the technology we've been waiting for.
I want to say that, you know, I would deal with words a lot. And I want to say things in a way to reflect on what you just said. Just like, I don't know if you were here when I said that our cycles came. We couldn't stop it. We woke up one day and then we had a cycle, or part of a cycle. They call it a cycle because it's part of a cycle. And what we're experiencing now, I have read different people's expressions of it. Something about, somebody talks about it as the fifth dimension. They got all different kind of things they say. But like our cycle, nothing can stop it. Everything has its time. And whatever words you use to describe it is really based on who we're talking to and how we're talking, and just the kind of people that we are. We're all individually wrapped up as a gift to the world. So this thing that they're calling you is just the birthing of the cycle that's always been around. It just wasn't its time then. Now it's its time. And that's one of the reasons why we're here. The Elizabeths and all the different other women organizations popping up all around the world. But what you got to be careful of, not you personally, but people, what we have to be very careful of is that somebody isn't jumping in the front of it to make sure that they are the leader of it. They're the head of it. They're the one who is descripting it for the rest of the people. We have an indwelling intelligence, and in the source set, they're like what Hawa was talking about. We don't say I am sick. We don't say I have this or I have that. We say, how is your person? So that you have a working consciousness of your body is your vehicle that's carrying you, this energy. It's no big, I mean, it's just simple. It's a simple thing, as I always give people. I said, blow on your hand, near blow. I said, what you see? I didn't see anything. I said, well, what was that you just blew on your hand? Air. No, well, yeah, that's one of the words for it. Was another word. I don't know. They know. They just be scared to say it. See that fear element? That's your spirit. That's the spirit of God that dwells within you. And like as one of you all just said, I think it was whoever said it, I think it was Regina. When that energy leaves your body, so there's a brother I know who went to Africa. They went to visit these Hebrew Israelites up in the hills of Nigeria. And when he got there, the man was a blind man. He was 135 years old. And he told him, I was waiting for you. Now he come from the United States of America. Never been to Africa in his life. And the man says, I was waiting for you. And then the man went in his hut or whatever he lived in. And people were looking for him because he didn't come back. And the brother that he said, I was waiting for you, he's the one that went to his hut, opened the door, and the man was floating in midair. We see things that's part of our elevation, part of the revelation of truth. And those of us who are this person, I'm just so blessed. I used to say, I want to be a man when I come back, but I like that. I like this woman thing because it's so divinely created and knows so much. It's not to say that man doesn't know, but woman knows in a different way, you know, and there's room for it on the planet for whatever each of us may know in our cyclic development. Oh man, so much, but I gotta go. Directly, Tehuti guides Heru and directly eliminates evil in the lives of man. Set is a diluted Heru faculty. The source of evil is a deceived self. And that's what Regina just shared about how the previous conscript, and I said script, it was all a script, how the previous conscript made us think that one thing when our spirit knew something quite differently. You're not, like when you go to church is one thing, but to go to a funeral and the preacher says, all of you who have not accepted Jesus as your Savior, come forward. I said, wait a minute, man, we're just a funeral. How you gonna jump celebrate this person's life so you can add more numbers to your church roster? Anyway, the source of evil is a deceived self. If you believe you know something and you don't, if you believe you know something and you don't, you are.
Yeah, and just like the Catholic Church, what it did to so many, people, and people still sign up for that and give them money. You know what I mean? And
Well, that's all
and
of them. That's the process.
That's all of them. That's true.
and
That's
really
true.
what they did was hijack the Kundalini sexual creative energy to
Well,
stop
They all have. They all
the
stripped
flow.
you.
we are hijacking it back.
Yes.
If you believe you know something and you don't, you are deluded in one perspective and deceiving others and yourself. The 2 D's. I see somebody
Yeah.
taking notes. The 2 D's, deception and delusion.
Deluded.
In Christianity, the devil, evil, is the deceiver. And God tells you that. I mean, the one who wrote, people who put all that information in there, told you that. So deception is the essence of evil. So be careful about self-deception as well as deceiving others. Sister Mama had her root. Go.
Yes.
Go for it. Your hand is up.
Hands up.
Take me a second to get to that mic, to turn it up, turn the mic on. Just give me 1
Okay.
second. All right.
Okay.
So I wanted to answer what you said about how do I know that my God is alive. And one thing that really resonates with me is when people say I'm going natural with my hair. Black hair is. Period. It is. You don't go there. It is just like that cycle. And also another way that I know that I'm that God is alive, because I see growth coming from the earth. I see things growing.
Mm.
And also my skin lets me know that God is alive.
Yes.
And when we were talking, when I was learning and understanding religion, I began when I was waking to the aunt and I looked at the crucifix. I said what they did was they closed this
Yeah.
womb right here. They closed the womb and created this.
I said they
I
took
can
the
see
head
that.
off.
Yep. Yep.
Removed the woman and created this. And I'm done. I'm done.
And another way that I look at it is they cut our head off, cut the head off, so you can't reason nor think. And the womb is the head of the life cabinet or closet, or what did I call it in the beginning? Cauldron. That womb
And
is the
comes
cauldron.
from us. Everything comes from the mama.
No, everything don't come from the mama.
Not everything. Well, okay.
What was it? Without that seed, the mama don't exist.
Well, that's right. But I mean, but after that, you won't
You're
have me
right.
without me. You won't have me without me.
You won't have men without you either.
That's
So
like
people-
that's
Go
like
ahead.
they say the male is the head of the household. That head cannot turn without what?
A neck.
The neck. So it's like to be in balance is both. That yin yang, that parasympathetic, that sympathetic.
Well, in addition to what you're saying about that, our ancestors worked on rising themselves. I know the word is raising. The ancestors worked on rising themselves towards completing their evolution to divinity. Human is just another stage in the evolution. Human is not your reality. Human is a stage. So as you evolve through your humanness to your divine self, you will have many challenges or events that happen in your life. We put too much, we attach too much to our events, to our life challenges or experiences, because we did not grow up with the understanding or overstanding, as the Rasta man said, that we are one in the divine presence of what they taught us to call God. Y'all know what I'm saying here? Because if you continue to think that you're a human, you're going to continue to do human things. Human is a word that also has the precept through the part H-U-M that has to do with dirt, humus. See, and when they bury a person, which I don't know about burying the way they bury people, but when you bury a person, you say that the guy says, from the dirt you came, to the dirt you will return. You didn't come from dirt. Dirt wasn't put in the mother's womb. Didn't come from no dirt. So you have to start, we all have to start speaking, people said speaking power or truth to power. Well, the power they put on the world is a lie. So you got to speak truth to the lies. You don't have to go around telling everybody, oh, they lied about this, they lied about that, because then your person is giving in to the other side of that thing, which is negative emotionalism, and you don't need that. That's death. So as we learn, as we go, especially here with the Elizabeths, you're going to get so much knowledge from all these sisters. I don't know how big Elizabeth is going to get, but it's like a walking encyclopedia. Go ahead, Hawa.
At Peace want to say something.
Oh, she's here?
Yes, good morning.
I'm so glad
Grand
you are
Rising
here
at
at Peace, because I have something just for you. You're breaking up and echoing.
Okay, give me one. Okay.
Got you.
Check in. Hold on. I'm about to come in on my laptop. Y'all looking beautiful this morning.
Why, thank you.
All right. So I wanted to chime in with what you said. I missed the beginning, so I don't know what you guys talked about in the beginning.
You're still breaking up.
Peace, we don't want to miss your words, but you're still breaking up.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There we go.
All right, I'm trying to get my camera. Okay, can you see me? Can you hear me?
You have to turn
you got two
off.
things on.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
There we
All
go.
right, good morning.
Peace out.
Grand Rising.
Okay, so I want to chime in though, because y'all know that I'm a childbirth doula, right? And I am a proud mother of 6, whoop, whoop, and a grandmother of 1, whoop, whoop. And so, you know, and I'm a life coach. And so from my life coaching perspective, I'm named a life doula, right? So there's that actual term, life doula. When you Google it, it'll be people who assist others in passing on, right? So in society, that's what a life doula is. But I met with a business coach one year and I told her what I do. And she was like, oh, so you're like a life doula. I said, okay, I'll take it, yeah. So as a life doula and life coaching, what I do is I use the principle of childbirth in everything that I teach someone. Everything that we're going through is, you can use the same mechanisms of giving birth, you know, to get through whatever, right? So when we talk about the earth, it's the same thing. When we talk about cycles, it's the same thing. When we talk about balance, it's the same thing, right? We're talking about giving birth. We're talking about moving from one level or one instance to another. Now, the reason why using doula techniques in life and giving birth and all of that is because as a doula, my primary goal is to alleviate the mother's anxiety, her stress about giving birth, to help her feel relaxed, to help her feel served. You know what I mean? Being a doula is not like being a midwife. It's not like being a doctor. It's more intuitive, you know, it's more of connected. And so if we look at the earth in the same way, and as if we're dueling a birth, right? We're dueling ourselves even, you know, to give birth, to give life. It takes a lot of the anxiety away, a lot of the fear and the angst, because I know for myself, you know, before I learned these techniques, giving childbirth was a scary thing. It was terrifying. You know what I'm saying? So after doing it a few times, you know, and going through childbirth class 6 times and helping other women, I've learned, you know, the different techniques and how they work. So in giving, in the Mother Earth changing and these cycles ending, you know, there's a peaceful way that we can birth it. Orgasmic. I teach orgasmic birth too. So that's another thing. We can make this a real orgasmic experience, ladies. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It ain't got to be dry, honey. I had an orgasmic birth, baby. It will change your life, okay? In so many ways, for so many years, okay? So yeah, this is a really great conversation. Thank you for letting me chime in.
You're more than welcome, and thank you for chiming in. We like chimes. So what? So now, see, you brought up, you taking me up, you getting ready to put me on this other road right here for a minute, because you brought up childbirth. When I had my daughter, I was 37 years old. My mother was scared to death, but my mother was the one who had prayed for me to get pregnant, so I don't know what she was scared of. So when I got there, you know, it's a story. When I got, my locks were down to the floor. When I got there, this Black woman, she put me on the little gurney thing, and she grabbed my head to take it. I said, no. And she took it off, and the locks fell all the way down on each side of the thing, or the gurney. And the white lady who was the doctor, she ran over there. She said, no, 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 to the Black lady. She said, no, 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 no. She said, that's okay, I got it, I got it. And she rolled me on up in the thing to the room. And of course, I was crying when I got there. And the doctor said, I don't know what you came here for, because you're already having the baby right now. And in my mind, I'm saying, good. So when my daughter came forward, I asked my girlfriend, is she Black or white? And my girlfriend said, she Black. I said, yeah, child, because through slavery time, Black woman don't never know what color her child gonna be. So then after when she came out, I started singing by the rivers of Babylon. You know that song? Where we sat down. So I sang that song. And the nurse, the doctor, nobody, you can see them all trying to figure out what they ought to be doing, because they had never had a birth like that. And the nurse said, I have never had a delivery like this. I said, you won't ever have one like this again either. So yeah, and what I experienced was the ring of fire. I don't know if everybody experiences that, but when that is some kind of experience right there. And I thought about the country song, down, 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 the ring of fire. Ray Charles also sang that thing. So I thought about that. I said, oh, this is what they was talking about, the ring of fire. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there, because see, I didn't have that.
What is, describe that. You and Peace, describe how.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh, did we should we wait until 9 o'clock? Should we get off social media?
Oh my God. I don't know, you do it at Peace.
Well,
I'll chime in.
Let me say this, because we've got just 2 minutes before 9, and we are going to exit social media. So this is a perfect point to say it, because if you want to continue and find out about the ring of fire from those who have experienced it, you got to go to ElizabethVisionaryConference.org, hit the button that says get your Zoom ticket, and come on into the Zoom room where we're going to experience the ring of fire. You may continue.
All right, come on, Peace, at Peace.
I'm trusting that you're talking about when we're giving birth, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Baby. Okay, so here we go. I know I'm not the only one that has experienced it. If you gave vaginal birth, okay.
Yeah, that was something.
Baby, listen. Now, I had a C-section. My first baby was a C-section. And my ex-husband, he could see behind the curtain. He said, they took your stomach and pushed it this way. They took the bottom and shoved it this way. A nurse went this way. Another nurse went that way. Child, he said, he took all your insides and put them on your chest. I said, what? And then he took the baby out. I said, why? He said, and then they put everything back in. I said, believe it. And so this body here has been through some things, okay? So the Ring of Fire, I've been through that 5 times because I had 5 VBACs, vaginal births after cesarean, which they claim you can't have 1. I had 5.
All right.
So the Ring of Fire, yeah, me and the Ring of Fire, we've been together. And so when the baby is crowning, right?
Yep.
Now this is the part where childbirth get real. Cause see me, I'll be like all zen for 8 hours. And the midwives are like, oh my God, the nurses, everybody like, oh my God. But baby, listen, when that baby gets to crowning, a whole nother piece come out. Cause everything down there is like, heck, keep doing this. Don't do that no more, heck. Don't do that no, heck. No, don't do that. Your vagina.
I can't because this girl is busy rolling, arms are flying.
She the animator.
Girl, what did you have this morning?
Listen, your vagina gets stretched. Your vagina gets stretched all the way to full capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like a ring of fire that you just ain't ever felt before because the head is coming down. So your vagina is very elastic. It's very, pliable.
Okay, you made your point.
Yes, very pliable, more pliable. So that's why when a brother be like, oh, I'm gonna give you all this shit. Boy, if you don't have several seats, it's have seats, okay? Because this thing can stretch, all right? So it stretches all the way out and it feels like a ring of fire. It really does. Because the baby's head is pushing down. So all that pressure and it's coming through. So yeah, that'll change your life.
But when we say fire,
I want to feel my childbirth. Ever since I was a little girl and I saw it on the little Lamaze video when I was like 7 or 8, it's freaked me out. It was creepy, but I meditated on it for months, years even. And at first I was like, I ain't ever having kids. And then finally, when I got a little bit older, like around 12 or 13, I was like, because my friends start having kids at 13, 14 years old. So now I'm like, could I have a kid? Yeah, I would like to have children. And I want to feel it. Like, I want to feel it, that ring of fire changed your life.
Well, yes, my grandmother had 14 children and none of them were delivered by strangers. They were all delivered by her grandmama, her mama, her auntie, somebody like that. And I had the blessing to be born in her bed. And so if I had known about the ring of fire, I would talk to my mom about that. But it was warm. It wasn't painful. It was, as a matter of fact, it was so warm. I just got distracted from everything else that was happening. I'm saying, whoa, what is that? Wow.
That's because you was so relaxed. Like, I didn't feel it when I had the orgasmic birth. Satori is the orgasmic birth, right? And I didn't feel it with Phoenix. Phoenix was a water birth. So I didn't feel it with those two. Phoenix was asleep when she came out. She thought she was still in the womb. So I didn't feel it like that. But the others, I felt it because I think it comes from attention. You were probably very relaxed in your grandmother's bed, probably more than, than most people. But I had to get an episiotomy where they actually like cut the skin between your vagina and your anus, because it was so tight. So, that's good if it was easy and warm. Well,
I said, I have something for you. I didn't know you were going to show up.
I want it.
I was going to wait until Monday, but since you're here.
Okay, girl, no, give it to me now.
It's called, why I'm doing this because Sister at Peace gave a theme to her program this week. You want to tell everybody what it is?
Sure. I don't have
just give us the phrase because I got it right here. Phenomenal Black men.
That's what's up. Okay. So on Mondays, I'm the host on Mondays for those who don't know. Hey, but I know everybody pretty much on here. So y'all know who I am. So on Mondays, we host Mommy Mogul Mindset Mondays from 8 to 10 on Elizabeth. And we talk about mommy business, like how to keep your mind strong, how to do what you need to do out here in the world, whether you're nurturing a baby, a business, whatever it is, and how to like really be successful. We talk about finance, we talk about technology.
What's the title that you gave us?
Oh, sorry. Okay, so the title is for June.
For June. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so for June's theme, 2 women from men with love. So it's an
To
intimate
women from men with
with
love.
love.
That's,
Yep.
I wrote it down somewhere, but I got too many people to look for it.
There you go.
To women
Two
from
women
men
from men with
with
love.
love. And this is my little contribution that the gods passed through me, called
Okay.
Phenomenal Black Men.
Oh, all right. I love it.
Made in the essence and image of Ra, he brings light through his creativity to all. His mind is phenomenal, his beauty unmatched, his spirit robust and tall. His touch is electric, his heart is tender, strong, and rich like his soul. His dreams for his people, himself, and his family reach into a future yet to unfold. Though he must stand firmly against the blows of this world, many times standing alone, no credit for his work, his inventions, his history, because they hate the very flesh on his bones. Yet in the midst of the fire, the floods, the undermining, he still brings joy to the world, hoping to leave a legacy behind to inspire every little Black boy and girl. He comes forward in all times as the Ancient of Days with the power and spirit of truth, with the support of his queen, who is his peace and strength, building a fortress of love under one roof. Oh, my honorable Black king, my brother, my friend, I know the weight on your mind because I stand as a witness, your partner and sister, down through the annals of time. It is my prayers and my thoughts that go with you each day as you push through each blockage they bring, because I want to see you come forward with your head held high and hear your victory song that you sing. And know in your soul that from the bowels of the slave ship to the southern hanging tree, from the jail cells, the drug house, the taking of our land, AIDS, and the poisoning of the sea, we reflect one another like the sun and the moon, moving forward in our unity. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Ashe.
And I say,
All the men, all the men, all the men.
I say. Thank you,
Ashe,
Mama.
Ashe.
So sacred space. There are so many places you can designate as your sacred place.
Mm,
One is your mind.
yeah.
When the hymn says, come on in the room, come on in the room. You know, Jesus will meet you. The Holy Spirit will greet you. I said, joy, unspeakable joy in the room. And where's that room? Your
The room of your
space.
mind.
Your mind. That's one place. Where else? Anybody got any other contributions they want to make to a sacred space? How do you find that sacred space? Hawa?
Well, what I do with my clients, and we have our conference or our little powwow, we work so hard. I'm just saying this for everybody. We work so hard. We live this thing called life. Where do you do and what do you do to get off the grid? Where do you find your spot? Your sacred spot could be in physically. I mean, to actually get away from things, to go in, to move yourself from the disturbance and the disruptions and the episodes and incidents and of the world. Where do you go? You can have your sacred space in your tub. Just don't drown. You can have your sacred space in a closet. Just, it's like, mine is my porch. When I go to my porch, I go there because I can clear my mind. Things come into the mind. I just put them on delete for a moment. And no phones. You got to go to a spot where you can just totally let go in order to come back. You know, if you can't go by the water, if you can't step in nature, where can you go? Where can you go within your home? Where can you go? You know, I had this so down pat, but once I start thinking, it's like, it's so many places though. It's just, for me, that's why I have to put things in reference to me. And it's my checkout time. sometimes you can feel that weight and it can get heavier and heavier. And how do you peel off the layers? I give myself a sabbatical. My sabbatical is I can channel or I can meditate on how many days. And that's what I'll set myself up. No computers, no phone, no people. Even if it's just to use my whole house to walk around quiet, no disturbance. So I just say, where is your sacred spot? Where do you go? Where do you get away to come back?
And Haru says she gets hers through dancing. And I have to say, sometimes I find it finds me in the dance and in singing or sitting down with my guitar and just be gone.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that when you was talking, Mama Hawa. I was swinging. I love to swing. I don't do it enough, and I'm going to do that today. I'm going to go somewhere and swing because there's something about when I go up and you just up in the air, and then you go back, and then you go up, and then when you need that power, then you rear back and put your legs up, and your legs, grab the air and come back. And you just,
oh, Aquarius.
Aquarius. Oh, I'm gonna swing today.
See, and that's a beautiful lesson right there. Let's do some homework. Everybody find a swing, go to the playground, stop somewhere and swing, because you're right. It gives you that sense of letting it all fall off. It's that sense of peace.
Man,
it's that inner child.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And when you talk about dance, we are rhythmic people.
Yes.
We have to move. We as women, we move from our hips, our waists. We try to put the other man's shoes on and find, if you notice, they walk from up here. We walk from here.
Yeah.
All that is part of healing and releasing and letting things go and realigning things and just all the parts coming together in a balance, a sympathy. Yeah. So yes, we dance. I can dance, turn music on so loud. Even my cat loves it, but nobody's here. I turn music on so loud, it takes you and can put you in a trance.
Yeah. My other place,
and that's healing.
My other place is when I'm really able to go in. I can't do it with all music, but when I got that rhythm, is my tambourine.
Oh my goodness! Yes, even that tambourine.
The music and all. And my girl Sky, who's on here, sometimes when she gets into that, especially when it's in that improv, just in the moment, and she's making up these words, and we're up there and just, whoo, yes. That's
your zone.
Oh,
that's your space.
That's my space. I can't do it with everybody, but when that rhythm is right. Oh, and then, when my husband plays and he's in there and I'm like right there, they don't even know we be making love right in front of them.
I know that's right.
Hey, the best non-penetrating sex. Right there.
I love the feeling in your belly when you on the swing.
Like, it's
like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yes.
You go high enough, you get the butterflies. I'll be like shaking on it.
Yes.
Plane takeoff and landing. Well, I giggle. I'm like, I can't stop.
That's how I'm on the swing. I just laugh and laugh and laugh.
Who said put away the inner child? We gotta feed that baby too.
Yes, I want to just say that, the 4 and 5 of us are talking, but we want you all to to join us. I mean, it's a fun conversation. What's your tickle? What's your sacred space?
Where do you go?
Where do you go?
Mine is, it's so many. Ice skating, doing my yoga, dancing at the trees, at the trees, at the trees, at the trees.
Listen, hug a tree, it'll change your
Yeah.
life.
And
Yes.
walking. I love walking, especially when it's dark outside.
Mm.
4 o'clock,
walk in the snow.
4:30.
Have any of you ever walked in the snow? You ever walked in the snow?
Yeah.
Yes,
At
since
night-
I've been
at night?
here.
Barefoot.
Oh,
Barefoot.
no, barefoot.
Yeah, I did when I went skiing. I walked in the snow, barefoot. Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah, did you, because now Wheelie's from California, but when you came here, remember that first snow that we had and you walked all the way over to that cafe?
Yes.
Yeah. That was an awakening, wasn't it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Good workout.
Regina, you out there in Sonoma. Where's your sacred space? Is she still here?
Yes, she is.
Hi, yeah, my sacred space is in the canyon.
Ooh.
It's a beautiful Red Rock Canyon, and there's all sorts of magical places in there. So yeah, that's really one of my most sacred spaces. But if I don't have a space to go to, my sacred space is in my heart, where I sit with Mother God by the river. So because I have 5 children, and I work with a lot of different people, I think over the last, I would say 5 years, especially since being around so many people, I have learned to find sacred space within inside myself. But yeah, and then in my tent too. Like last night I spent the night inside because the friends in my tent, but usually I sleeping outside.
That's awesome. We're gonna have to come out there. We're coming. What about, I see 15 people on here, and I would like to see everybody. Come on, throw in your thought. If you don't have one, then maybe we can find a way to help you find your sacred space.
Mm-hmm.
See, the sacred space is not just it's a moment to heal. This is your cleaning spot. Because we carry so many people energy other than our own.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like a place to go to just shed a little of that off so you can hear a little clearer. You can activate and work more clearer. And so it's your healing time. We can make it fun, but then again, it's supposed to serve a purpose too.
Yeah.
Well, then if that's the description, then my sacred space would be at my altar. That's my sacred space. There was a time when I was homeless, and I built me an altar. I built me an altar in a bag, and took it with me wherever I had to go. Like I had my little candle in there, had a little Florida water. You know what I mean? Had my sage. Had my crystals. Had some pictures, some things that special mementos to me. And wherever I was on the road, I would set up that altar and I would pray, meditate, get my downloads, do what I need to do.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the description.
Yeah, that right there, that's the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And that your sacred space is also a reward for yourself. When you give that to yourself, that's a reward. I was saying that when I would walk, I had to do 4 laps, which is a mile of 4 miles around that space. And if I did that, I get to swing. I get to swing.
There you go.
I get to swing, but I reward myself with that. I reward myself, like you said, Mama Hawa, just turning the music up and blasting it, or getting in the car and blasting it and just going to, like I tell my grandson, grandma play her music loud, right? So, and then just party and celebrate. Yeah.
And all that is a way of releasing, letting go, realigning. You're fixing yourself in a sense. Me, I sit quiet at my altar or on my porch, and I can hear me. I can hear my body speaks, and it may tell me to move like this and work this I can actually massage, I don't like to use the term massage because I've been graduated from that. And what I do is 10 times more than that. It's just basically body work, and doing this body work on yourself. But to do this, you have to be away from all the distractions, you know, to sit alone. And if you do it in nature, you know, if you do it in a cabin or cave, you know, while you're in there, you're clearing and cleaning the mind. You spiraling this light. For me, I spiral the light. I go down and I feel things like, dang, the shoulder. And so I listen to the body, and the body want to move it this way, I move it this way. If the body say scream, I scream. The body say cry, I cry. And I got to do all this in peace without disturbing and wondering and worrying about what's going on around me. Yes, Queen.
I see 2 hands up. I see
Lily.
Mama Head and Lily.
Good morning, Lily.
So let's go with Hess and then Lily B.
No, let Lily go. Lily go.
Okay.
Let Lily go.
Hey. It's a
Hey.
beautiful day. Have a beautiful day, ladies. How are you feeling?
I say.
Hey.
Okay, great. My sacred space is outside. I usually go to the water. That's my spot. I'm there a lot. I find a lot of peace there. I release waves. I hug trees. If I find me a good clean space, or I clean it, take my shoes off and stand in the grass and just sit and breathe, pray, cry, scream, fall out, and gather myself. And it feels good every time. Also my room. It's a very, I don't know, it's like a glow or warm feeling here. Like even if I feel sick, when I'm in here, I can come in here. My altar's in here. You know, everything I need is in here, and it's just a very peaceful place. My home is very peaceful anyway, but like my room, it's a different feeling than all around. So, yep, those are my sacred spaces that I go when I need time, peace to breathe, release. Even when I want to have fun, like you can catch me at the water. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and thanks for sharing those. Sometimes when you're at the water and you share that with us. Well,
yes, I love to share.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
No problem.
Take it to the water.
Empress?
Yes.
Kamarie. Anytime now.
Can y'all see me? Can you see me now?
Yes. Where's your spot? Where's that spot you go to?
I just want to let y'all know. You see this? I don't know. Let me see. Do I need to cut the light on?
No, you're good.
No, you don't need to cut the light on.
Take the camera down a bit.
Camera down.
Beautiful. I say. Look at the blue. Look at the blue.
See my Tahuti?
Yeah.
You got a Tahuti going already.
My aunt.
I say.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I say.
Hector.
There you go with the white. Yeah, white and blue.
I said.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
It's Everette.
Everette. Yeah. Beautiful. Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Let me.
So is that where you go? You sit by your altar?
Yes. You see that? Head the roof.
I hit the roof. Hit the roof.
Look. Go ahead.
Her roof. You see her roof?
Yeah.
You see the altar in that?
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on. And see my beautiful altar right now.
I say. Ancestors, yes.
So, hold on, let me turn around. Can y'all see me? I don't know if y'all can see me. Hold on. Can y'all see me?
See your chest.
Sit down.
I just want to. I am so thankful for being here And you know, this is my sacred spot in my home. In my when it's quiet in my home, but this is where I come to be within, you know. Of course, my sacred space is within, but also when I come into this room, I just feel it. I feel I take my shoes off. I feel tranquility. I feel like my candles. You know, I feel libations. You know, these are the things that I do every morning. I pray and sing to the ancestors and everything. But before I do, I even do a purification first. So that's one of the things. I also just got back. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I got me a tan. I just got back from the ocean. I just got back from Myrtle Beach, y'all. Was an unexpected vacation because I had to go down and give my mother some oxygen. So, but it turned out wonderful. My daughters just turned 28. I have twins. I pushed one out. Okay, I pushed one out, given Dr. My mother had went with me to what you call it, childbirth classing, so I can have natural childbirth. That didn't really work out that well. But my children's father and my mother was in the room. I pushed one out, and the other one came cold blue emergency C-section.
Wow.
So I had a double whammy. They called me the double whammy. So, but just wanted to say that because y'all was talking about that. But anyway, my twins just turned 28. They were born on a Saturday, and their birthday, the Earth Day, came on a Saturday. So they were like, this is like the time. This was a powerful time for us. It was my birthday, their born date.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but anyway, the other thing was, I love being in the woods. Y'all know I teach survival training. So I love being in the woods. I like talking to the trees, hugging the trees. My cousin Ayaba, she would tell me, girl, go out there and talk to them. But I was like, okay. So she'd give me some insight, you know, and I would go out there, and I was talking to at one time I was used to be really afraid of being out there, you know, like bugs and stuff. But now, you know, they're one, so I talk to them. It's a time of silence and everything. And, you know, when I was at the ocean, I was like this. I was legs wide open, and I was singing to the ancestors, and I was giving thanks because I was told I was, you know, because my idol, my reason for being on earth is my art. My cousin gave me the reading, by the way, because of y'all, but I had my art, and Set, two child. I got the mother and Set, she lives in the water. Set lives in the water. So I just want to say I was really out there doing like this. So the water is my sacred space. And the last thing, we all got so much stuff in common because being in an automobile, I love blasting my music, playing, and I'm just singing, and you know, I just love it. I just want to say that. I just want to give thanks. Thank you.
I noticed that when everybody talks about that sacred space, they go there.
They
go
Get a
right
little
there.
excited.
everybody lights up and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Visualization.
Mama Razia.
I was just going to say the same thing. Mama
I meant to.
Razia.
I was gonna say it too.
You know, she's so chilled out. Mama
I
Razia,
know.
just, you know, and somebody was bringing up the Mama Ayaba and Mama Razia just being the elders that just, you know, kind of, you know how when I was taught that you ask the elders before you speak, and it's when they come in, they're there.
They have that presence.
Right. Right. Mama Razia, where's your sacred space, baby?
Well, I have favorite places to be on my porch, the Florida room, out looking the yard, and just sitting there. And I find that I can see birds, and there's often a bee trying to get into the space and hanging at the screen. And from time to time, there's a bird that finds his way into the house on the, but he's peaceful and no harm. And it's just, it helps me to see the relationship, all living beings, plants,
Yeah.
animals, insects, and whatever. So that's my space. And this year I've got some special plants that they're weeds, called weeds, but we're allowing them to stay in the garden, in the yard. My husband is a bit concerned about it. How much the birds and the bees appreciated it. And there were like 12 or 15 different birds and bees. They were different, from different communities, different colors, at different times. They actually came at different times of the day. You see the yellow ones coming at this, and then the blue would come at that. So that's my favorite space, just to sit there and look at God's work and the quiet and the listening. I love it.
Ashe, beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
May I, Sister Razia, look, I was naming everything on my list, right? And I forgot. I'm like, how did I forget the garden? I was like, I forgot my garden. Because I love going to my backyard, and I feel so warm when I'm touching the ground, touching the dirt, and like, just being out there with my echinacea, my lavender, smelling the rosemary. It's like, oh, So I know what you're saying, because I go in my backyard every day. As soon as I get off this car, I'm going right back out there. So that is a wonderful sacred space. I did write it down, just forgot to say it.
Well, thank you. When Brother Eze was here, and now when I go to people's homes, I look in the yard to see what's growing. He said,
Yes.
the healing herbs that you need is growing in your yard. So I'm now find myself looking at people's yard to see, well, what do they need? Oh, they need blood purifiers. They need to do something up in this house. I don't know. I guess that's just me, but other people probably do the same thing.
I want to
go ahead.
I want to say one thing is that also, when we think about sacred space, it's like, it's a place of regeneration, because we actually come into the posture of receiving in the sacred space. So, because we're in reverence and we're slowed down and we open. So it's a very beautiful way when we're creating sacred space, or look at how many women here had like multiple sacred spaces. And that just shows that part of their life is receiving.
Ashe.
All right, speaking of receiving, can I get y'all to do an exercise with me, please?
Sure.
Okay, I want you to talk to your chi. I want you to talk to your energy base. And you don't have to say much. All you have to do is say, meet me. M-E-E-T, meet me. So wherever you want it to meet you, think of that place in your body and just think, meet me, and tell me what you experience. So we'll take 30 seconds, or let's see. Y'all ready? You close your eyes or leave it open, whatever you want to do. If you got trouble with your knees, just say, meet me. Your back, say, meet me. Since everybody here meditates anyway, I didn't want to say nothing, but just inhale on it and then slowly exhale on it. Whenever anyone is ready to speak.
Can I share?
Sure.
Last evening, talking with Queen Yaba, I was talking about my body work and how I go into how I can see my clients without my eyes. I basically work with my eyes closed, and I can feel and I can see with my hands. And so she said to use the word meet me. So when I work on client's body and it's a spot and it's something there, I tell the client to meet me right here so they can work on the inside while I work on the outside. And at this moment, I've been having these things in my shoulder, in my neck rather, just around my neck. So it's like, meet me right here. Now that we have met right here, what are we gonna do? I am listening. Guide me, show me, tell me. And so this is what we can do with our body parts. And Ayaba may not remember this, but years ago, I used to complain about my knees because I used to do some high impact step aerobic. And she said, well, talk to your knees. I said, they always hurt when I start walking down the steps. She said, talk to your knees. So I would rub my knees and I would talk to them. I would forgive them. I would forgive myself for bringing harm to them. And if they will only, last a little longer. After a while, I was going up and down the steps and I forgot all about my knees because my knees stopped hurting. So that's the power that you put into it. So where are you meeting? What part of your body that you got together with? Share with us.
Don't everybody go at once.
So I'll say, for me, when I said meet me to my chi, all the energy came into my solar plex area, and it was really, really powerful. And then yesterday I was having on the right side of my brain some energy. It felt like off balance, and so right now after my solar plex, I sent energy there, and I could feel it move immediate. It was so rapid. It was beautiful. Thank you for that, Mama Ayaba.
Yes. You give me chills, girl. I can feel it myself. Look at that. Oh, and this on my left side.
Meet me.
Yeah.
Who's next? Meet me. We're just in that energy.
This is Mama Heteru. I had to send mine to the right side, which is my masculine side. My brother is having challenges, and I know that's him.
There you go.
But I told mine to meet me there, and we're gonna have a conference when we get off this car. I got some green grease I'm gonna put on myself. My husband made, and we're gonna have a conversation.
All right. Speaking of your husband, speaking of your brother, Hawa, would you please share with them about the young man and the tree? Oh, you want me to do it?
No, I'll do it. I just have to gather myself.
Okay, while she's gathering herself, who's next? What did you experience,
Sky.
Queen Razia, Queen Aduni?
Sky is ready to speak. Unmute yourself, babe.
So I'm going to create. Well, my sacred space is my Sabbath. That's where I can get the house together. I can cook a big, huge meal, and light my menorah and just rest. That's my time with Yah. And I'm so inspired by listening to everyone. So today, I put my boots on. I'm about to start my garden today. Yes, that's what I'm doing today, and I've been trying to do it forever. So I'm so inspired. So I'm going to create another sacred space, my soon-to-be garden.
Heather is waving at you.
Hi. Peace, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm so in love with these moments that I get to share with you.
Give thanks.
Yeah, awesome.
Someone else? Okay, well, I want to just add this. This sister here brought back to my mind. I have, when I was studying with the Hebrew Israelites, I went out to California, and on Friday from sundown to Saturday sundown, they cut off all electricity in the house.
Wow.
No electricity, no radio, no TV, no telephone, no lights, no nothing. The mother lights the candle in the evening when the sun goes down. The mother of the house lights the white candle. They read from the Bible. They start with the Torah part, the Old Testament, and by the end of the year, they will have finished the entire book. And then they'll start again. So when we were there, if you want to do anything, like you had to play the good guitar, the piano, anything non-electric. So we did a lot of music and talking and improvisation that whole weekend. Yeah, no cooking either. We cooked Friday before sundown.
Yeah, you cook on Thursday or Friday in the day. We don't do that. That's a major thing. We had not having electricity and all that. But but we do nothing but just praise. Yeah, that's all we do and rest.
That's right.
So it's a wonderful feeling. It's changed my life.
Wow.
Isaiah,
Hmm.
I see
Is
Mama
someone
Razia.
is someone calling my name?
Yes, I'm calling your name.
Where did you send
Well,
your energy to?
well, I was just I surrendered
Right.
and to see where the energy would go,
Right.
and it was in my uterus area, and I said, well, that definitely is a need. There's a need to bless or to thank the uterus for the gifts and for the work that it has done through the years, to thank the uterus for the children that came forth, to thank the uterus for being faithful to keep me healthy, recognizing the major importance, the importance of the uterus in our body. And just knowing that at this time I see the core of my body as being a major need to nurture, to take care of. And it helps me to keep going.
All right. La la. Yes, you did not have to send it to any specific place. But one thing about the way that Razia did it, you can see that it really has a mind of its own. I hate to use the word mind because it doesn't really have a mind, but it knows, it has direction.
Yeah.
I'll put it like that.
Mm-hmm. Instinct of his own.
Yeah.
Yes.
That knowing. That's, I tell you, the creator just, when they think about all the, we were talking about the nerve endings and
yes,
how the body is just created where it all just works together and yeah. Let me tell you this cute little story. When my son Fame, when he was little, he was telling me as he was discovering life and stuff, he says, Mama, I know how the penis is made. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, God got together and a lot of little men was going like this, and then they pushed it out. He would say they pushed it out like that.
See?
Man, they was working, then they pushed it out.
Out of the mouths of babes comes the
I'm
wisdom.
glad I'm glad I know now how it all went down.
Oh my goodness. Who was that? Was that you, Mama Ayaba, was telling me about, I think your grandson or something was telling you about how Black people were made, and then how they understood because it would, who was that saying? Was that Nawili or that anyway? Where did they come from? Because they understood about that we come from the earth, right? And we come from the earth where the earth is brown. The dirt is brown. Where did white people come from? The snow? That's what it is. Empress, you want to go ahead?
Children are something.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I just want to say that I'm so grateful for you all. Wow, Cousin Ayaba, I just kept saying meet me like a chant. And I had my head down, and all of a sudden, it's like all of a sudden my body just started calming down immediately. I guess I've been meditating since I was 19, and I'm in my 60s now. So, but I'm just saying, so I transient real quick, and I just kept saying meet me. All of a sudden, I started drifting off, and right here, and my solar plexus just like you can see me right here. I just start just immediately calming, and I could feel it just moving up and down. I could feel the energy moving real slow, and not fast, just real slow. And all of a sudden, I started drifting, and then I actually went into this place where I saw myself laying in the bed, laying down. I don't know why I was in the bed, but I just know I was laying down. All of a sudden, I saw myself, my body levitating, just that quick. And I was like, wow. And I just kept saying, meet me. And I could hear you all. It's like I was having an out-of-body experience. I could literally hear you all talking, when she asked anybody to tell the experience, and I was still like this. And I had to literally tell myself to come back. So I just want to say that was powerful. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna do that again. Because at first I was like trying to send meet me to areas that I'm hurting. I said, well, my ribs was hurting. Let me see if it's hurting. I'm like, no, it's not hurting. I said, let me see if my back is hurting. I'm like, no, my back is. I feel pretty good today, And then I just started saying, meet me. And that's when I just started drifting off. So I just want to say thank you.
The body has this beautiful language. And when we tap in, we can really hear.
I think the experiment was successful, and I hope you all will continue to walk in that way, to know that it's very simple. We don't have to have complex supernatural formulas to reach our indwelling intelligence. It's never asleep. And I suppose one of the things I think I'm here for on this planet is to guide people towards the reality of the functionality of this thing we call God. It's very simple. When you look, between now and next Wednesday, look up an atom, ATOM. Look it up and see how it's constructed. And while you're doing that, think about your family and how the family is constructed. And you'll begin to see the evidence that supports the fact that we are made from the essence, the thing that you cannot even see. And begin to, as what's his name, Sun Ra, got to learn to appreciate the work of nature's God. Every time someone says nature, I think of neter, because it's the word that predates the word nature.
Nature.
Now, this is what we are. This is what I see, the Elizabeths. We are a collective of melanin women, past life high priestesses, returning to share a garden of ideas and information dedicated to help you live the life you have designed to your desires.
Ashe.
The solar
Beautiful.
plexus, since a few of you mentioned you felt it there, is the seat of your personal power. The seat of your personal power. The more I learn about this body and the more I learn about the chi energy, the more I'm just amazed at this thing that people call God or Allah or all these various names, because it's difficult to give a description to something you cannot see, and yet you know it better than you know anything else in this whole wide world. And yet you don't know how much or how well you do know it. So I just want to open the floor to anybody who has anything they want to share at this time. I was going to play a meditation, but we are so into expressing ourselves right now that I don't even want to jump in with that. I'll do that another time. Ruth?
Mama, thank you so much. I am reading this book that my cousin got from my mother some years ago. And when you said sacred space, I immediately thought about it because for the whole month of June, they're talking about the different rooms in the house and how this woman moves around in her house and what the different rooms are for. But it's called The Simple Abundance, a day book of comfort and joy. And I love this book because my mother read it yearly and she would always write down what year she wrote. So I'm keeping up that tradition. And also she highlighted some things. So this is my moments with my mother first thing in the morning. But I enjoy this book. It's really awesome.
Would you put it in the chat?
I sure will.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
I had to log off for a minute and deal with some things. And when I came back on, you guys, I guess, had the same issue that or felt the same thing that I felt with the solar plex. Because I felt it when I did the Meet Me. Woo, baby, I had to get off the screen. I had to get my life together. I say, what? Because, I'm a meditator like the rest of us. And so it's not hard for me to tap into the zone. So I take a few deep breaths, tap into the zone, say it, and baby, that solar plex lit up. Mm-hmm. I immediately felt, I said it like twice, and it felt like, I felt this energy just rush in. And it felt like it was sewing together my heart and my solar plex. It felt like it was mending it together because I do know that there's been some brokenness there. So it felt like something was coming in and just mending it together, mending it together, mending it together. And then I said it again and it went to another part of my body. Same thing, felt like it was mending it together. And then it went to my womb. And when it went to my womb, apparently there are some things unresolved there. And so that's where I felt the most like charge. And I had to get off the screen and just deal with myself, But in Native American culture, the solar plex is where the soul enters the body.
Yes.
In some Native American cultures. So yeah, that was pretty intense. That was pretty intense, people. Yep. Thank you so much.
Y'all are awesome. That's all I got to say. Y'all just
early in the morning for all this.
Keep on. Look, they say Wednesday. The brother, I love what he taught us the other day, and about the days of the week.
Oh.
And
he missed that. She didn't.
He talked about Monday being, and you were saying how, Monday peace was, all these different.
You were there
to the day. Yeah, I was listening.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yes.
So this is Power of the Mind Day. So we working it. And peace. See, peace, at peace, I'm back at you. You also you told me, I never heard of the group chakra. I'm gonna look that up. So I brought my little book here, Kundalini Yoga book. And by the way, anybody who want to order any of these books, you just go to TAUI Network. I'll put it in the chat and you can order any of these books. But the knowledge and program stored in the Guru Chakra, number one, the information that reveals God's being and nature can only come from God. Two, true knowledge comes from God. Three, Only God can judge. 4, acknowledgement of God's being enables the initiate to receive direct guidance from God. Now, what was your experiment? And what's your evidence of that? Acknowledgement of God's being, Allah, Yahweh, the various names that we need to use based on the language that we speak. Being enables the initiate to receive direct guidance. Didn't you just do that? You said, meet me. That acknowledged that there's a presence inside of you that you know about.
Mm-hmm.
You said, meet me. And it met you right there where it needed to meet you.
And that's heal thyself, inner healing. Mm-hmm.
That too. Inner healing, inner awareness, inner consciousness, inner acknowledgement, inner knowing, you know? Yeah. We're some very profound women up in here. We got to get this medicine out to the rest of the world. We're getting ready to close down in a few minutes. The power stored in the Guru chakra, the power, the female principle, according to the Hindi culture, the female principle of the Guru chakra is Shakti, or power. The power that enables the initiate to communicate directly with God is the mantra, Hum, H-U-N-G. Boom. You inhale and you exhale on. And you're pulling in your solar plexus area, your lower, your beneath your navel to make the sound. Now, directly, the power of the Shakti enables the initiate to communicate directly with God is the mantra Hum, personified as the goddess Chinamasta, Chinamasta. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the picture, but Chinamasta cuts off her own head and holding it over there. So cutting off, it looks gruesome because we identify with things like that as gruesome, not because it's gruesome.
So is that Kali?
No, not Kali.
That's not Kali?
Kali is another one. Chinamasta is the goddess Chinamasta, who represents getting your ego and your head stuff out of the way so that God can take his rightful place.
That's why it's pushed over. I get it. I
love it. Yep, right.
Get out of the way to yourself.
Yep.
Yes. So
off with the head.
Look it up and take that picture and make a copy of it, hang it on the wall. The male image of the chakra is that of the supreme being as a spiritual teacher. That is, God is the spiritual teacher. Nebuchadnezzar is the spiritual teacher. Allah is the spiritual teacher. Yahweh is the spiritual teacher. All them names that we got. So the male image of the chakra is that of the supreme being as a spiritual teacher, a guru. Where's my girl at? Peace, at peace. At peace.
Yes, I'm here.
So your guru chakra is the
my guru, honey,
is the area that the supreme being is personified as your spiritual teacher.
Amen. We have Allison as well.
I have a question real quick.
Okay, babe.
I think you answered it though, because I was going to ask you why she took her head and moved it. I got that part, but how do you spell her name?
Chinamasta.
Okay, I'm gonna look her up. I've heard of a lot of goddesses. I ain't ever heard of her.
Well,
I'm gonna need you to run that. I'm gonna need you to run them letters one more time, please.
You know, all I can say is that with round enough our men, you're gonna get all up inside the stuff. CHI. I'm gonna give it to you in threes. CHINNAMASTA. Chinamasta.
It's in the chat, Master. I put it in the chat.
Thank you.
So
Now,
I have a question.
yes.
When you talked about the solar plexus and opening up, the other lady was explaining, when you have a uterine fibroid tumor, does that block the womb? Does it block any manifestation that you're trying to, meditate with?
I had a uterine tumor, but it was basically telling me that I had some things going on in my head that needed to be worked on. And I immediately went to that place. The other side of it to tell you there's some health issues with your body, with your diet, and things you need to stop eating, stop feeding it. These things don't really have the capacity to block your chi or the movement of your energy. As a matter of fact, you should send it there and tell it to,
Yes.
heal this thing, get this out the way, move this away from me, move this out of my being. Because I don't know if you're familiar with this book. Everybody here is.
Louise Hay, yeah.
Heal your body.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
body.
you familiar with it?
I don't have that one.
Well, this was taken out of the bigger ones for people who want to get to the information quickly. But tumor, nursing old hurts and shocks, building remorse. And she says, I lovingly release the past and turn my attention to this new day. All is well. And with uterus, and I'm gonna give you something Dr. Africa told us too, represents the home of creativity. And the mantra is, I am at home in my body. Whatever it is you're trying to run away from, you can't, because it's already inside of you. You have to face it. You have to just look at it and say, okay, I'm not gonna hurt myself anymore for an experience that you may have had. It could be from childhood. It could be from another life. It could be from something you experienced with your mother. It could be from something you experienced with a mate. But that's the area, it's almost like self-destruction. It's almost like whatever you went through, it's like you're ready to destroy yourself because of it.
And you know what it is too. It's that one thing that you won't face.
Yes.
Whatever that one thing is that you just won't face. Oh, no, I can't go there. Oh, no, I can't talk about it. I can't think about it. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. And so you don't have to have it. I had it. Mine was big as a grapefruit. And I know I had something because it was hurting like heck. I never had such pain in my life. But it's gone. And at 37, based on my mom's prayer, I gave birth to this wonderful daughter named Aster. And so now I got 2 grandchildren. But none of that was, plus with the Yoruba system, I'm a child of Oya. And Oya don't really, and sometimes with Oya people, they don't really have babies. And sometimes their babies come from other people's babies. And sometimes in Oya, she'll have babies, and then she got to work with something going on with those babies, like some physical ailment or an accident, something crazy. But it's all right, because all of those are the things, experiences we have to prove to us about this magnificent, indwelling, eternal power you got inside of you. This one man said, woman is the strongest creature he knows because she lifts 900 and some pound weights every time she has wait a minute. When you have the baby, you have that pain. What's that? Contraction. Every time she has a contraction. So, it's out there. So Sister, yeah, and Dr. Africa Ibaba said, dance, move your lower body, twist your lower part of your spinal area, your spine. Twist it, move it. Them African girls ain't just jumping around dancing because they just want to dance. You want to say something, Mama Head Root?
Yeah, this is the important part. Okay. So, we got these people always come out this here twerking. And I don't like that word because that ain't right. It ain't right and I don't like it. So we have to move and tuck and release and tuck.
That's it.
And release here. And then side to side. That's womb work. tuck, tuck, and release. And I mean separate. Squeeze.
That's right.
Separate.
That's right.
Squeeze it.
Scoop it, scoop it, scoop it, and let it go. Scoop it and let it go. Scoop it. Okay. That's that
That's
work.
it. But that's it.
I
That's
know
it.
twerking. Don't call that twerking because that ain't no work. Twerking ain't no work. That ain't no work.
Another thing you can do too is hold on. In yoga, you stand with your feet shoulder length apart, and you just slowly rotate like this. And as you do it, you get wider and wider and wider. The idea is that you take your hand and gently hit the back of your kundalini every time you go around, and hit your womb every time you go around. Now you don't hit it like this, you're swinging.
Gently, yeah.
Yeah, and you're twisting at the same time. But you try to keep it at your lower body, right? You have enough room to do it. And you'll go into a zone there. You ground yourself first before you start. You only do it for about 3 minutes. Don't do it longer than that. Once you get into the zone, don't do it longer than 3 minutes because you might actually like fly away or something. No, seriously, like it'll take you to a zone and might be hard to bring you back.
That's right. Because you're working with energy, qigong, in that area there. You also sending vibrations to the kidneys, to the lower organs.
Okay, I don't even know. This is great. It's great information. I'm taking notes. I'm going, okay, all these spiritual sisters right here, I need to catch up. Where do I start? I mean,
you can sign up with me. I got classes all day.
Well, actually, you've already started. You still can go to her class, but you've already begun. The fact that you want to know.
Are all you guys in Michigan or?
I'm in Maryland.
But we're here every day, Monday through Friday.
We have Zoom classes as well. We have classes on Zoom and here and there and everywhere.
Yeah. So, you get it all. When you start from right now.
Amen.
You ask the question, you start from right here, right now.
Right. When you choose, it is already you.
Yeah, it's after 10 o'clock. It's 10:07. I have 2 things that I want to share with you. And if you want this chat, now we post all of these conversations are on elizabethvisionaryconference.org. If you go there and hit on archive, video archive, every day. Yeah, there's some, if everybody can, yeah, because we're getting the feedback. But anyway, you can, see all of it. Every day is on there from the day we started. Now, the other thing is in your chat. If you go down to the bottom where you write your stuff in, on the right, there's 3 dots. If you hit on that dot, the first thing is to say save chat. Okay, and then if you hit that, then it will save the chat for you on your computer. It'll come up. All right, so that's one. The other thing is I got a notice last night, and I want to read this to you all. It's Alita sent this to me. It says, don't respond, just information, pass it on. It's real. This is from Iyanla Van Zandt. It says, warning, urgent warning, alert. They are going to publish an image that shows how COVID-19 is cured in Mexico, and it is called Mexico Did It. Do not open it because it enters the phone. It enters the phone in 5 seconds, and it cannot be stopped in any way. It is a virus. Pass it on to your friends and families. Now they also said it on CNN and BBC. Do not open it. Please let your friends know. And then it just do not respond. Just send it out to your friends. And let me see. I have the team's information that I can send it to you. If you want to put your phone number in the chat, I've already got saved chat, and then I will send it to you as well so that you can send it out to others. So do not open anything that says Mexico did it. All right, you got that?
Ashe.
Yeah, there's some things going down right now. Yeah, I mean, gas is up in Detroit over $5.
Get your bike. Get your bike. Screw that gas company thieving and lying to us. Get your bike. Get
Matter
your
of fact,
feet.
I'm going to buy one today.
Y'all be conscious too of the new social identification that's about to hit. If you haven't been up on what's going on in China right now, please Google it. But they are serious about this digital identity, face recognition.
Okay.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so
let's get ready.
This is Allison. It is so deep. I have my brother works undercover, and I got to be careful what I say. But so the other day I went to get my ID. I went to go get a copy of my ID because I didn't want to get a new driver's license. And everyone on the face of the earth, everyone, they're being forced to do facial recognition and they don't know it. So when you get your driver's license, make sure you get your passport. Above all, just get a plain passport, because if you don't have to do the travel ID or whatever, just get a plain passport, and that's what you can use for everything. They took a picture of me and my face was all spread out on the screen, and I said, why is my face all spread out? And they said, because you have to do facial recognition, and we're not legally obligated to tell you that. They spread your face out so that no matter where you go, what you do, they once you have your ID, they can identify you, they can shut down your bank account, they can everything is interconnected. Everything is interconnected. So for example, I'm from England. Okay, I have dual citizenship. They had it listed on the information about me as being here in the United States as temporary. I've been here for over 25 years. I am an American citizen. However, the powers that be, if you get targeted or for whatever reason, or who you know or who you associate with, they can make you temporary, meaning that they can ship you back to wherever you came from.
They can
So the
delete you, erase you.
yeah, the facial recognition is something that we can't avoid. But I advise, don't even worry about the travel ID, whatever. Keep your driver's license and your passport. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. And
So what about this real ID that they're using your birth certificate for? That's the one that they're saying that you can go into the governmental buildings.
yeah, that's nonsense. Use your passport. You can use your passport.
I'm already in the system. So
Yeah. That was one of the purposes for the COVID of causing us to separate from one another so that I can find you. If you're all in a crowd, it's hard to find you in the crowd like we were when we would all get together. So if I cause you to be 6 feet away from each other, then I can find your picture easier. There was so much with that COVID thing, but we're not going to go into that. But I want you to
DNA grab.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's the last thing I want to say is everyone needs to have what you call a go bag, meaning that if anything, if you've got to get to your family or whatever, you get a go bag that has your information, your pictures. It's just a go bag. We're not living in the spirit of fear. However, if we have to do something, everyone, you have this little bag that has some clothes in it, has you roll it up, a bar of soap, just the essentials, the most important things to you. Keep it in that boat. Just throw it in the closet and leave it there.
On the campus where I'm a part of, Her Living Campus, and it's Liberation Living, and we prepare like that also. At the beginning of the pandemic, we were told for our family, everybody have a backpack. And in that backpack, you put all your essentials. You make copies of important documents and you seal it in plastic bag in case you have to deal with water. Just little ways for survival that you have your information with you at hand.
So I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, this is a whole nother conversation. I would love for us to do this one day soon. However, like I was saying, I'm in sustainable building, which Queen Aduni, if you can help me to download pictures or whatever, or do what I'm supposed to do, I'll do that.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, this is essential now. It is so much deeper. And so as a people, we need to take care, build your library, do things, make sure that you have, we don't have time for this, do we? Okay, so just really quickly. So every few hundred years, the sun has solar flares, okay? These solar flares, it's in the 1800s, the 1700s, it happens every few hundred years. We are in that year now. So all the weather is changing. Everything's, they're buying up land. They're trying to control things. However, we as a people, we need to, when we prepare, it's not about, it has to be controlled and sustainable and clear, not rushed, not I've got to get this, no. It needs to be controlled and sustainable. So the things that this is where organization, where we need to have a conglomeration of ourselves, and where we can spend a day or two or three or once a week talking about how we're going to prepare. These solar flares, what it does is it makes things extra, extra cold and extra, extra hot. I'm in Arizona. It's going to be 115 degrees today. What's today? June 6th, 7th, June 8th?
8th.
That's ridiculous. It normally doesn't get this hot until like July.
And we're colder than normal.
Yeah, and so this is going to, it's just the little things. I mean, I recommend, I have a food dehydrator. So you start cutting things up, and you have, ladies, we have to be organized here. Be conscious, labeling, get some Mylar bags, things like that. And we will, we have to actually, do not be ashamed of what it is that you're doing. If you don't have a space right now, make one. I mean, I'm living in a manufactured home that's 1983. It's falling apart. However, I've got a roof over my head. The air conditioning works, and I'm cool. That's what's most important. And so,
can I jump in?
Yes.
Because this sound like Queen Ayaba. Can we have her as a guest next week? She got her. Ayaba?
Yeah, her and Empress. But
yeah, if you like.
I'd love to have Allison. Is that it?
Yeah.
I'd love to have Allison as a guest. How about next week, Queen? Ayaba?
I said yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Put your information in the chat.
I don't know how. I was.
Oh, well.
Down at the, well, hold on.
Get with Queen Aduni.
If you say the information, I'll type it in the chat.
No, let's let her.
Don't have to be in the chat.
Let's let her learn how to do it. Down at the bottom of your screen, it says chat. Hit the chat down at the bottom.
Hold on, let me move this over here.
You're on your computer, right?
Yeah, it says mute, stop video, participate, share screen, reactions, more. Chat.
Yes, right. Just hit that, and then a white screen with everybody talking will be on there. And just at the bottom, it'll say everyone. It's in blue, and just put your information down there.
Okay. You see to the right, it says type message here.
At the bottom.
Okay, and then, okay, I got my name. And then you put my telephone number in?
No, where it says everyone, at the bottom of the screen. You see that?
It's a drop down menu.
And then just,
I got it.
There you go. And just hit return, and it'll populate with everything else.
Hit return. Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
Go ahead, Al.
Okay, That's what's up, Queen Aduni.
That's
So
right.
if
Each one teach
so if
one.
so if we
Right.
can schedule, so my husband wants to talk about we actually had a raw food talk where he talked about EMFs because he's an electrical engineer. And so, or not an engineer, but he's a DAS engineer. So about the 5G and how that works. But as far as the preparedness, this is where we can calmly and work together to create a little, just a mantra of what we want to prepare every day for ourselves in this situation. So back to the solar flares. So we were talking about it getting hotter and colder. This is going to, it's down to the most simple amoebic plant and animal is going to be affected here. And it's going to happen for 11 years.
Already happened.
So 11 years. And so the first year we're like, oh, everybody's like, oh yeah, we're cool. I got some food. It goes a little bit further than that.
Mhm.
So we need to just the little things with this sustainable housing thing that we were talking about, Queen Aduni, yesterday. We're going to fix it so that you can outfit your own house with an ecosystem right inside to where you can grow your own stuff
Yeah.
no matter what. So this is where I need to partner with somebody, a few people so that I can do
Sound like
this.
Empress knows.
Oh, yeah.
Now, so let me ask this question, Mama Razia and Mama Hess, was Allison going to be with you all on Tuesday?
What did we plan?
Somebody was.
Oh,
We talked about it, and
okay.
it's a matter of getting it together.
Okay.
But it sounds like the sister has a broad spectrum of information and knowledge to be shared.
Okay.
Our Tuesday, deals with nutrition, health. That's how I met her.
Mm-hmm.
She came here to Michigan to study with one of our renowned healers. So that's how we communicate, but she's expanded me to, so there's several different opportunities here.
So,
and we should just plan to make it all work.
Tuesday.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna suggest that we just give her the time on Tuesday to talk, because she's talking about the health and the wellness and preparing and all of that. So just, Allison, if you don't mind, and Mama Hawa and Ayaba, let us let
That's
Tuesday.
fine. That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
that's that Tuesday, and we just give you that time to talk about all of it.
Ashe, just want to get her out there. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Will that work for you, Allison?
Okay, I'm looking at this little box that says chat, and it has underneath my name, it says Empress Kim.
No, that's somebody else chiming in. That's a whole different message.
Yeah, you see
Okay.
her name at the top, well, on the top of my computer. That's her. All that chat is everybody throwing conversation. It's another conversation based on responses and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I just put in there, great day. That's just somebody else talking.
Oh.
You sent that directly to me, so you can either send a message to everybody, which is at the top of the drop-down menu, or specific.
Hi, Allison.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So that was good. That was good. And thanks, Alita, for sending me that. And I will send this out so that you can as well send it out to your friends and family, so that we stay protected and we stay alert and aware of what's going on. There's conspiracy theories out there. There's all kind of mess out there. So, but just be aware and pray about it, and make your go bag we're gonna make our go bag, Pam and my husband, we're gonna make ours as well, because that's an excellent idea. It's like when you're pregnant, you got that bag ready, so you don't have to scramble around to find what
right.
you need,
Right.
you know. So and then make sure you have your sacred space go with you too.
That's right.
So,
But you
so
know,
we're gonna have to make a list of things that we think are essential. Everybody needs to have their own ideas, and we need to share it
Right. Put a go
verbally.
bag. Yes.
And yes, and then we'll put in there. And so the things that needs to be something that you can carry.
Yeah.
However, it needs to be. It's so hard because, I mean, my mother was, I hate to say, a pack rat, and I want to take everything. I want to have different outfits, and she's like, Allison. So it's so my mom and dad would call me Alafia. My dad wanted to name me Sophia. My mom wanted to name me Allison, and so the nickname is Alafia, but I just go by Allison. You take 3 outfits. You take your pants and your top or your skirt or whatever, and you just have a shirt or 2 that will go with all that. So, and it's rolled up and put with a rubber band.
Okay.
May I
So,
interject here?
yes, ma'am.
And you can give the last comments, Mama, and Mama Hawa, if you want to, and then we'll close it out.
Okay, I want to comment on information that has been around for a few thousand years. And it says, get thee out of her, my people, because Babylon will be utterly destroyed. And the description of all of it is right there. Not that it had to be that way. Maybe people read it and said, well, let's make this happen. There's some information I got yesterday that I cannot share with you all, but believe me, when the time comes, I'll give it to you. But not on this here screen.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because there's some stuff, there's some stuff getting ready to go down.
Already going.
About money. No, this is way up there at the top of the money tree. So, and it just so happens that I was on the phone at the time the information was being given to someone else. However, a friend of mine also told me years ago, about 30 years ago, that one day America is going to lock down and you won't be able to get in or out. So be prepared to walk out of here. You won't be able to buy gas. He's gone now. He passed away. I think he was killed, but nonetheless, he said, and then Elijah Muhammad, he said the same thing. So we've been being prepared for this moment, this day and time for thousands of years. So not only must you be prepared physically, you also got to be prepared spiritually and mentally. You got to know. That's one of the reasons why I came up with the exercise. Well, I didn't come up with it, but the Spirit inspired me with the exercise. Meet me. Meet me. It's just like back in slavery days when they told you, when they sang them songs about the river, God's going to trouble the water. You knew when you had to go and where you had to go. That day is returning. So
yes,
be prepared to go with your packages, your bags, your food, and whatsoever. But be prepared, because your mind gonna have to be strong to deal with this period coming in here now. And those who are not prepared, that's on them. You can't save everybody. Maybe their number didn't come up, but if your number has come up, which I think everybody in here number has come, do what you know you must do. And don't worry about the ones you can't do nothing for.
That's
Some of
right.
the family members.
Everybody can't go.
Yeah, that's Rastafari song. I'm going to Jamaica. I mean, whatever else happens. No, I'm just kidding about that. So that's what I wanted to say. And next week I'll share some more stuff. But thank you all. Thanks for everybody who contributed. This has been a high. Every Wednesday is just strange. I don't even know what's going to happen. I was saying last, what we gonna talk about? I said, I don't know. The people gonna lead it. They'll come up with something. Peace.
Well, thank you, everyone. Let us hug ourselves, hug yourself, give yourself some love, and hug the world. Peace out.
Hi, thank you.
See y'all later. See you.